Blog Talk Radio.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walk in His ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way, Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm broadcasting again live from my hometown, my city of Mobile, Alabama. I hope everybody having a great day so far on this lovely Wednesday evening, of course. I know people just getting off work, children home from school, getting homework done, getting dinner situated, and things of that nature. And I know some people goes to midweek service, which is the Bible study. This week, get that nourishing food in the midst of the week, of course. And I'm thankful for a special guest that's on the airways with me this evening from Royal Priesthood, a local group here in the city of Mobile. One of the members of Royal Priesthood, Pap Star. He's a music producer, songwriter. He's the one who did the intro for Walking His Ways, Impact Voice. Big shout out to him for that. And we're finna ready to get into this awesome interview with this man of God, a man of strong faith, a man of willingness to serve the Most High with his whole heart, a man that has integrity about himself. And you're going to get to know this man of God today here on the broadcast. For those who never got a chance to get to know him, you're going to get to know him today. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, about him, the music, being a father of his children. And we're going to tackle a lot of things here on Walking His Ways, Impact Voice. And I'm about to ready to pull my guest in here on Impact Voice. And I'm going to say, Pap Star, welcome to Walking His Ways, Impact Voice.
Hey, what's going on, Furman? I'm good. I'm blessed to be here, man. Happy to be here.
I mean, I appreciate you, brother, taking time out your busy schedule to be here on the broadcast. I know you're a busy man. I know you know, father, things of that nature. And I just love the chemistry you have with your children, of course. You always doing great things for the kingdom. I mean, you've been in the music scene for a very long time. And just give everybody get a light on who you are, what you're about, your demeanor. Just you. I know a lot of people know you, but for some to get to know you for the very first time, so everybody ready to kick it off with you. And I want you to introduce yourself to everybody. So my first question is, who is Gregory Finley?
Well, Gregory Finley, that's my name. My mother gave me. I go by in the industry as Pap Star, or people just call me Pap. As far as who I am, that's something that I'm actually still, in discovery of. I feel like we all are always trying to find ourselves and, become more self-aware of our gifts and things like that. So I've kind of pulled myself out of my comfort zone, and now I'm just exploring new things as far as the music is concerned, and getting into life coaching. I'm actually taking some life coaching courses, and should have my certification in about 2 months. So, just even outside of music, just trying to explore. So I would say more so that, I'm just somebody that's overcoming and somebody that's, always learning and every day just trying to be the best version of himself. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
I mean, I like what you said earlier. You talking about evolving. We always evolve, and I like what you said that because we always going through changes, whether it's good changes or bad changes. We always about making change. We're all about taking it to the next level in our personal life, not just in our professional life, but also in our personal lives, especially being men. And we always grooming, we always molding, we always shaping. And I'm glad she brought that up because it's a very interesting point because we always trying to find ourselves, and always involved and always educating ourselves and things of that nature. So I'm glad you brought that up. And you seem like you come from a close knit family, of course, and I know your father very supportive of the group. I mean, when you're doing music, things of that. But how was it growing up in the family household?
I mean, it was good. I'll never be one of the people that say, I had a horrible childhood and all that stuff. It was great. I had both of my parents in the house and a part of my life. So, my dad was always, pushing us in music, and my mom was always very supportive. Raised in the church, going to Bible study, and we started off, in the Kojic Church of God of Christ, old school, and kind of branched off into the non-denomination as we got older. So, I do, they were a little strict, certain things couldn't watch on TV, and, I had to be in, at a certain time, had real strict curfews and things like that. But, I mean, it didn't hurt me. So, it didn't make me a bad person or anything like that. So, I just want to say that we just close knit. Like, my brother and I won't say that we don't get in arguments, but like we really don't fight. And my sister, same thing. Like we don't really fight or anything like that. We're just real close knit. My brother, he's 11 months apart from me, so it's kind of like we twins. We're not even a full year apart, so we just real close. We call each other almost every day. Check on each other, we just a real close, close family.
And that's what's up, because I think we lost that, especially among the black community, seeing so much division when it comes to the household. And I'm glad that you brought that up. Come from a two-parent household. It's very rare nowadays. We have more single-parent households, and then it's so much attack. But having that male father figure, your dad in the house along with your mother, man, that's a beautiful thing. I respect that to the highest. I know you mentioned earlier, your dad pushed y'all towards music. So when did you fall in love with music?
I would say, like, I started like actually making beats like when I was 14. I'm 33 now. I'll be 34 in May. So I want to say I started actually making beats like when I was 14. But I always, like when I was, younger, I just loved listening to music. And I kind of started off really with poetry. And then from then on kind of developed into, the rapping and stuff like that. And, I started getting tired of going to the studio and, telling, the studio or the engineers, what to do. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to learn this myself. And so we started making our own beats and started recording ourselves, and that's kind of how it all started. But yeah, I've always loved music, and not just hip hop, just music in general, all styles of music. And my dad, he kind of switched it up. He was seeing that all we listened to was rap, and I remember he said, "Look, I'm taking y'all to the library." Excuse me. And I was like, why are we going to the library? And he said, don't worry about it. Just go. We're going to the library. I'm getting y'all a library card. And he got us a library card, and we just started getting us different types of music. It was like, you can pick anything you want except rap. He said, all y'all beats and stuff starting to sound the same. And he said, it's probably because you listen to the same type of music. And so we was like, okay. So we started listening to, classical. One of my favorites is Yo-Yo Ma. He's an Asian composer, orchestral, and, introduced us to, like, Marvin Gaye and jazz and funk and all these different sounds that we didn't really know nothing about. And I think that's what, what made, kind of made us better musicians, just listening to varieties of music.
Okay, and that's what's up. And that's what's up. So when you listen to I know what y'all style of music, so that when you listen to different blends of music, so you incorporate that into your own way of music producing, things like that. So did you do stuff like that also?
Right. We would start sampling, different stuff, and then we just start, learning how to do it. My brother at first, you know, Royal Priesthood, we're really not anymore, but when we were going, my brother, he was pretty much the producer, and I was the writer, and that's pretty much how it started, the foundation of it. He produced, and I did the writing, and then I started producing more. Just started playing around with it. I'm like, oh, I can do this too, and we just started like I said, we was listening to different styles of music. So we might have a hard trap style beat, or back then it's more like Dirty South, but we might have some worship style chord progressions on top of some 808, and we just was different like that. Even when we did our shows, we played live with track. We always played with live instruments, or try our best if we was in a place that we could do it. We play live along with the hip hop track, just to give it just a different feel.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And go ahead. My bad.
No, that's it.
Yeah, because I know at that time when in the early 2000s, I know the gospel rap scene was pretty much hot in the city of Mobile, but you also had competition with the with the secular artists per se. So that really helps y'all out with bringing in quality sound of music, because I know y'all go compete, well, going against the world, because y'all was ministering to the youth with music. So did that have a big advantage also with sampling their genre of music and applying it into the type of music y'all was pushing out for the community?
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing different genres, or let's just say Christian hip hop, versus secular hip hop, I think you still got to be current. Like you got to have current sound. You don't have to sound like, I want to say per se sound like the world, but you need to have current sounds, current drum kicks, current sounding synths and things like that. You want to stay current, but you also don't want to snub out your own creativity and your own uniqueness by trying to be like what you're hearing on the radio. So it's a balance between the two.
And I agree with that. I also put in work, mastering the craft. And when you're passionate about something, you're gonna put in the work anyway. And I know when it comes to putting up that quality sound of music, and I noticed y'all took it to the next level with you, Elijah, Godchild, them, with y'all, with that level of what's the word I'm looking for? Well, publicity. Y'all was taking it to the next level. So I really respect that, because y'all was putting in the time, the effort, and the finances in order to take it to the next level. Because when it came to, of course, the gospel music, gospel rap music, a lot of people won't believe in putting money into the product. What made y'all want to change all that when it came to putting out quality sound of music?
Well, I mean, it's just real simple. I wanted to put out music that I wanted to listen to. So, I didn't want to put out music that consumers couldn't identify with, with the message. Like we had to package the message, in a good package, and it's really all about your delivery. Like you can have the like a laptop. You can have the top-notch Mac, Apple, brand new laptop, but it can be packaged in this horrible beat-up box, and you're trying to sell it to somebody that really can't see what's on the inside. All they see is the box, and they like, nah, I don't really want that. It's dirty, it's beat up, and you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but when you're in the marketplace, you're gonna get a lot more, people looking at what you're doing when it's presentable. And so it's the same thing with your ears. Like it got to sound good, and you got to invest, in equipment. And if you don't have your own equipment, you have to invest in a studio. and the engineers, that all comes with music. So we knew that, and we invested. We invested a lot of time, a lot of money, and then when we got tired of, going to different studios, we just acquired our own, got our own equipment. We invested in our own equipment, and started recording and learning. Got on YouTube, and we didn't have enough money to go to school and stuff like that. In college and stuff. So we just kind of learned on our own.
And then that's what's up right there. And I respect the educating yourself, and you always want to educate yourself. And God gave the opportunity to educate ourselves. Like I say, He used media like YouTube to educate ourselves, and in order to get better at your craft, like you said. I want to listen to the type of music that I want to listen to. I want to listen, especially if I'm paying for it. I want to have, worth the money paid for, instead of just saying, here, take this, and it's just cheesy. And a lot of people didn't want to hear cheesy music, and they'll tell you, man, that's crap. I don't like it. You want that radio sound quality of music. Like if I put it into my car, I want to hear that crystal clear sound. I want to hear that clear message instead of, where we just gonna put it out there and God gonna bless it. Nah, He's not gonna do it like that. You working excellent, and in the kingdom, it's all about working in excellence anyway, and cultivating that gift. So I respect y'all when y'all took it to the next level with your marketing, your production, your video making, and I respect that. Which I'll follow y'all for quite some time. Then my next question is, when do you start writing music? I know you mentioned earlier you were writing music. So what age you start writing music?
Well, when I was in third grade, I wrote my first poem, and the teacher liked it so much that she submitted it in a contest for it to be put in the newspaper. It was a poem about love, and it made it. I won the contest, and it got put in the newspaper. And then from then on, I was like, well, if I can do poetry, and I love music, I can combine them, and create songs. And that's when it happened. I was actually in the third grade when I started writing music, and I'm not saying that I was writing hit songs, you know what I'm saying, like out the gate in third grade, but it was good enough, to get noticed, and I just started from that, and then I kept me a journal. Actually, I still got it to this day. When I used to just practice rhymes and different rhyme patterns and rhyme schemes, I didn't really know what they were called back then because I was young, but that's what it was. I was practicing different rhyme schemes and not just always, having the same rhyme pattern, but, switching it up and stuff like that. I just practice it, use different words, and I'll say, well, how can I say this, the pot is hot? Well, how can I say this in a way that's cool, using different words, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how I started to develop. So I would say in the third grade.
Okay, and that's what's up. So you already started, at the early age of perfecting and cultivating that gift, and eventually became second nature to you. Starting in the third grade, man. That's what's awesome. When you're in the third grade, you just into cartoons and things like that, but you were writing music, and that's what's up right there. My next question. My next question is fatherhood. I know you are a father of yourself, and I love to see a man with his children. It's nothing like seeing a man with his children, because we see women being glorified, single mothers, but seeing a man be with his children, I respect that to the heart, and we don't get that shown a lot. And I know by you, with your upbringing, to raising your children, what are your goals as a father?
Well, my goals as a father is, I guess the number one thing is I'm real big on leaving something behind for them, as a legacy. And also being it's one thing to talk and to train your children, but if you're not actively being the change yourself, it's kind of like, we see it all the time, Mom, why we got to do this? Because I said so. Daddy, why we got to do that? Because I said so. That's it, period. Just because I said it. And the children really don't have an understanding of why you're asking them to do such and such, or why are you telling me this principle. And I really stress on explaining to them, why am I telling you this principle? The reason is because of this. I try not to do this because I said so and because I said it. That style of teaching. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with it, but when a child really understands why they're doing something, they're kind of more apt to do it. So I think my biggest thing with fatherhood is just trying to be the example that I'm. Just try to be the example. And I'm not perfect. I mess up. I mess up in front of them. They see me. But I'll be the first to apologize and say, hey, Daddy messed up. Daddy, shouldn't have said that, or Daddy, whatever. And, it's okay to show your human side. As parents, we try to show our children that we're perfect and we don't make mistakes. And that's just not true. That's not real life. It's just not true. And honestly, showing them that it's by the grace of God that we're able to do what we do, that's also awesome because they get to see, well, Daddy, how is Daddy able to do this? I know he's not perfect, but he, and I'm able to say, well, man, it's by God. Like, God is helping me. He's helping me in this situation. And so they can see God, working. So, I would just say the most important thing is just being the example. Being whatever you're teaching your children, be that for them. Show that to them as well. Don't just teach it to them.
And that's what's up. And I know, like you said, lead by example. And that's important. We say a lot of things with our words, but it's our actions speak louder. With the old saying, actions speak louder than words. So it's our actions that grab hold to our children's attention. And I respect that. As you being a father, especially in this time and age that we're in, you see so much stuff going on, from pedophiles to social media to premarital sex. We see all this stuff goes on, in social media. How with so much stuff going on around us, how do you strategize with make sure you keep your children on that right track? I know they could be so easily influenced if we're not so careful.
Well, what I stress pretty much with my children is knowing, on that aspect is knowing who you are. I give a brief example. My son Malachi, he's my youngest son. I got 2 boys and 4 girls. One of my girls passed away, but I still include it in the count. And I always tell him, like, he came to me one day and was crying and was like, such and such called me a wimp, and he was crying about it. And I guess he thought I was going to get on whoever, had called him a wimp, but I wasn't. I got on to him and I told him, well, are you a wimp, sir? Is that what you are? No, sir, I'm not a wimp. I said, you know that, right? He said, yes, sir. And I said, just because you cry about something or you get emotional about something, that don't make you a wimp, right? And he was like, yes, sir. I said, okay, well, if you know within yourself you're not a wimp, why would you allow somebody else to tell you what you're not and let it affect you in that way? Like, if our children learn who they are and we take away the limiting beliefs, the beliefs that, that are taught, to them by the world, that you can't do this or you can't do that. Once you take away those limiting beliefs from a child and they know who they are, things like, influence and them being influenced by, things of the world and temptation, they're not a big, as a worry, because that you're instilling in them who they are, and who they are in Christ and what they're capable of, and, and that, it's unlimited. I mean, you got kids out here buying their parents' houses off their YouTube pages. I showed them that kind of stuff. Like, y'all not limited. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they can do it, you can do it too. You got the skills, you got the ability, you have parents, that are in your life that are in full support. So like, don't limit yourself, And when they're thinking on a grand scale like that, they really not really thinking about, who liking who, or he liked me in class, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not cool enough and all that. When you focus on the big picture and you trying to develop yourself as a child and working on, my children, they're working on their YouTube page right now. They got about 3 or 4 songs that they've already recorded. We're just waiting on the right, like I said, the right packaging, and we're getting educated on how to make it, in YouTube. So we just don't jump on there and just be stumbling and fumbling. That we have some type of knowledge on, how to work on YouTube. But, we're already in preparation for that. And when they're thinking about things like that on that scale and focusing on work, we really don't have time for the, for the riffraff and the temptation and stuff.
I agree with you saying.
But I'm just saying you don't really have a lot of time for it.
That's right. I agree with you saying. It's all about keeping them busy, keeping them occupied, and keeping them focused. Because what the old saying was, idle minds is the devil workshop. So keeping them busy, keeping them rooted and grounded. Of course, they won't have, like you said, they won't have time for all the other stuff. I know you ain't been doing music in a while. I know it's been a good little while since you did some music. Are there any new music in the works?
Well, I actually have been doing music, but I just took a different route. I was really focused on the production side, and I was just out there in that rat race, with my hand up, yelling, hey, look at me, I produce, my beats are fire, like check me out, and along with the rest of the producers out there in the world, just trying to get noticed, and I was introduced to something, and it in the film industry, to where now I make music, but I'm really not as vocal as I used to, because it's just not needed. Like I'm connected with 4 libraries as of now, contracted with 4 music libraries, and what a music library is basically a company that takes music from producers and pitches them to different filmmakers, TV shows, games, advertisements, YouTube advertisements, Instagram advertisements. They pitch your music to all these different companies, and if the company uses your music, you get a royalty, and you also get like an upfront fee from it. And one particular library that I'm contracted with, I also was hired on as a A&R, to also scan for different talent for this music library as well. And it's just been a blessing. I no longer have to, hey, I got beats for sale and stuff like that. I don't have to do that anymore, because I have people that's, hey, I need this song. I need 2 or 3 tracks. You got them for me? And they're paying up front, and also I get the back end residual. Say I get something that land on a TV show, and the TV show, every time that TV show airs, I get the residual from that show, or that placement on that particular show. And so I kind of went a different route, which also opened up more doors for me, because I've been able to produce for some TV stars that I actually do art, they're artists as well, but they also act, and that's been a blessing. So it kind of exposed me to a different world. So I'm still doing music, I'm still writing songs, but I'm just kind of doing it more so behind the scenes, in the film industry, and it's opening up the doors, for the artists in the music world too. So.
Man, that's what's up, and congratulations on what you're doing, and keep doing big things. And much respect on that. And my last and final question before we get off the air, I ask this to my guests all the time. Proverbs talks about a good name. A good name is better than riches and things like that nature. So at the end of the day, what do you want your legacy to be after it's all said and done?
At the end of the day, I want to leave a legacy of hope and a legacy of encouragement. I just want to help people, help people overcome struggles. Last year was a very rough year for me. I lost my daughter. Also went through a divorce, and it's just like it was very rough, emotional on me, and to be able to overcome, something like that, and to and to help other people that are struggling with different problems, that's really the legacy I kind of want to leave. Just to help people and to be a blessing to people. Whether it's financial, whether it's music, whether it's in, your family, whatever the case may be. When you lose a loved one, especially a child, she was 11 months old, and, nothing was really wrong with her, nothing previously wrong with her. We just took her to the hospital and pretty much came out, empty-handed. And, it makes you appreciate life more. So I just try to encourage people to appreciate life, appreciate who you have with you, and, just get a greater appreciation of life. So my legacy would be of hope, encouragement, and to help people.
And that's what it's all about. Like I said, that the trying time from losing a job, from going through the divorce, and doing all that and still going strong, man. That's respect right there to you for what you're doing. And I do appreciate you for taking time out to be a part of Impact Voice this evening. Because I appreciate you because you didn't have to do it, but you're willing to be a part of the show. Of course, you did the intro for the show, and I appreciate you for that as well also. But we're going to close out. So you have any final remarks you want to share with the listening audience, those who may be listening now, and then those who may want to go back and listen to the replay? So you have any final remarks for the listening audience?
Yeah, absolutely. Just never quit. Don't quit. Life comes at you, throws things at you that's unexpected. And it just feel like you just want to give up. It could be finances, family, whatever the case may be. Things and all things could be happening at one time to you. But just don't give up. Have a mindset that I'm gonna give this one more try. And if you fall again, just say I'm gonna try it one more time. Let me try one more time. And you just keep that attitude, like, don't give up. Change your perspective. Think about the things that you could be thankful for, and have a mentality of, the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. So whatever you're going through, I challenge you. I know it's hard. I know it's rough. I know the emotions, they're loud to you. But just don't give up. Keep pushing, because the sun will shine tomorrow. God will come through. You know what he's doing. And, you just got to trust him. Don't give up.
And that's what's up right there. Words of encouragement, words of sound encouragement. And thank you, Pap Star, for being part of the broadcast this evening. We've got a great sign off. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, with a book author here in the city of Mobile. We got a lot of gifted men and women here in the city of Mobile. I do, hope y'all tune in tomorrow around this time to hear this young woman, her story about where she's at, and how she's really all about making an impact on others as well, just as well as Pap Star doing, is making an impact on others. But we're here to close the broadcast out. I thank everybody for tuning in this evening. Hope everybody have a great Wednesday evening. Be safe out there. Love somebody. Most important, man, work on your gift. I love what Will Smith said one time on the Travis Smiley. So he says he want to represent possibilities. I want y'all to just think about that. Represent possibilities. Be an example for somebody who may be in a dark situation. Someone feel like they can never get out of that situation. But when they see you, they see possibility. The Bible speaks about us being a light. So we should be a light. We should be an example. Everywhere we go, represent possibility, represent a way out. We are the light, so we have to show other people the way out by being a light and lead them towards salvation. Like I said, man, I hope everybody have a great day, a great evening. Love someone. Be respectful. Utilize your gift. And like I said, represent possibilities to everyone you come in contact with. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking his way, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host, and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr.